So this preview comes from Chapter 3 in Tompkin School for the Extraordinarily Talented. And the twins have arrived at the school, which is located in the Arbuckle Mountains of Oklahoma, a fictional school, of course. But they're starting to figure out that there's some weird stuff going on. And the people there don't seem to be, they seem to be a little bit mysterious. So let's read to find out why. We entered the office's spacious lobby, a little bell clanging as the door closed behind us. "I'll be right with you," the receptionist called from the back room. Gray and maroon covered the room, accented with elaborate paintings and figurines of Siberian tigers. The words Tompkin Siberians were written in embellished font across the front of the oval desk that stood in the room's center. "How can I help you?" The peppy woman greeted us, pushing a pair of horn-rimmed glasses back up her button nose. "Hi, I'm Izzy, and this is Kane." I gestured to my brother next to me. "We're transferring in from New York. I was told we needed to sign up for classes before orientation." "Wonderful," she exclaimed, smoothing her A-line skirt as she took a seat at the computer. "Welcome to Tompkins Academy. What's your last name?" "Torvik." After I gave her the spelling, the keyboard clattered as she inputted our names. "Oh." Her eyes widened as the program pulled up our information. The angle of the screen prevented me from reading what the receptionist was seeing, but it didn't sound good. The woman cleared her throat. "Principal Chomsky's office is just down the hall. I'll let her know that both of you are on your way." "Is something wrong with our information?" "Oh no," she chuckled nervously. "It was a failed attempt at acting natural. The principal is waiting for you." I drew my eyebrows together in confusion as we walked away. "Why did the receptionist nearly fall out of her seat when she greeted us?" Kane hissed, following me down the hallway. I shrugged. "Beats me." "There's something wrong with the school." We stopped at the last door with a black plaque reading Principal Chomsky tacked to it. "You may enter," a woman's shrill voice called before I had a chance to knock. Instinctively, Kane and I glanced up for cameras, but there were none. We shared a look, wondering how she'd even known we were there. Principal Chomsky sat behind a large desk filled with papers and a laptop tucked in the corner. Her white hair glittered in the sunlight that streamed in through the blinds of the office window. Her pale complexion contrasted against her black pinstriped suit, and her stern expression told us she was someone we wouldn't want to cross. "Principal Chomsky, my name's—" I began, but she waved me off. "Hello, Izara and Kane." The corner of her thin lips attempted to curl up in a smile, but it looked more like a grimace. "We've been expecting you." Kane's eyebrow arched. "Sit," she ordered, standing up and walking to a filing cabinet. I blinked. I could have sworn the drawer moved before she even wrapped her hand around the handle. "The transfer twins from New York." She returned to her seat, setting the file on her desk. "You are coming in as sophomores, so you'll need to take these courses." She pulled 2 pieces of paper from the file, tossing them at Kane and I. "If you've already taken some of these courses, please let me know. I will first start by going over your schedule." Kane barely glanced at the document before stuffing it in his pocket. I rolled my eyes. I looked over at my own class schedule as he ignored his. "And it is required," Principal Chomsky's voice rose, getting my attention. She glared down at me as if she knew I hadn't been listening. "For you to take an extracurricular activity that meets outside of class time, be it one of our athletic teams, cheerleading, or any other club listed on the back of your class schedule. Just be sure to sign up for one by the end of class tomorrow, or I will do it for you." I glanced down at the key that hung around her neck just as she grasped it in one hand, never once taking her eyes off of me. It was made of pure gold with interlocking twists and curls. woven up to a crown of rubies at the bow. As soon as it was in her hand, I felt a dull pinching sensation near my temples. I tried to focus on what she was saying, but each time the feeling returned. Was I going insane? There you are. Nearly flying out of my seat, I froze as unfamiliar voices filled my head. We've been waiting for you. There were many whisperings in the background, but a man's voice rose to the top. What do you want? Another man stammered, his voice higher pitched than the other. We know why you and Evelyn are being sent to the school, the first replied. Was he talking about Evelyn Chomsky? The assembly would have you warn them of the signs of the return, the man continued. Evelyn will do as she's told. She's a being of the light, after all. But you shall tell us first. The assembly has been overpowered by the shifters of the light. It's time for the dark to rise from the ashes. Wouldn't you agree? The higher-pitched voice paused. I will do what I can for the cause. The two voices disappeared within a sea of whispers in my head, and my jaw fell. What had just happened? Ooh, I wonder.